New this morning, thousands of podcasts are at your fingertips every day. But there is one in that mix that's a little different. A Knoxville dad and his middle school son weigh in on hot topics, and according to the Osbornes every week, they call it Swagalicious.
Talk about sports and pop culture from two different points of view. A father and a son disagree on with Swagalicious attitude.
Life in the Osborne house is definitely unique.
Do you know who Doja Cat is?
I mean, when was the last time you talked to your dad about Doja Cat?
Okay, this is one.
This podcast, according to the Osbornes, is hosted by father and son, age 51 and 14, Gen X and Gen Z.
To me, it's about a father and a son breaking down, like topical subjects, like sports and pop culture primarily, through the lens of very different perspectives, thanks to the generation gap.
John Osborne and his son Jack talk about everything.
Have you always wanted to be a news anchor? We spend like an hour and 15 minutes like every week doing it. Sometimes because he can't figure out that technology, it's all right though.
We have dozens and dozens of listeners, okay? So, and we've got a listener from Germany because there's a Germany IP that keeps popping up.
He's in Kansas City. In life, John is truly a jack of all trades. He works for a real estate development group, co-owns Rocky Top Insider. He knows a lot of people. He calls himself a dot connector, which certainly comes in handy when booking guests for the podcast.
I mean, he got Jason Swain on the show. That's a big grab.
Tell him who's on next week.
Burt Bertelkamp.
Boom. Was he typecast and he couldn't break out?
Well, I think Dad's always a guy that's known about the little weird trends that goes on with 14-year-olds, like TikTok. I mean, he went famous on TikTok.
Now skimboarding can be dangerous.
He actually did.
Use your head.
This video of Jack's brother Sam went viral, almost 700,000 views.
It's a little embarrassing that I know so much about that media. And
But he does. He knows
it's a little immature that I know. Like, that's an immature element of me that I'm in touch with TikTok. I think doing things with your children that are maybe outside of the box, I think that can help. It does not make me a good dad. It does make me a right?
He's a great dad.
It does make me a dad who tries hard.
This podcast has been a real connection point for father and son.
I mean, I like just talking with my dad about what goes on in the world. Like, there's some weird sports topics.
And the Osbornes have lofty goals for their newfound hobby.
To go from dozens and dozens to hundreds and hundreds of listeners.
He loves sports so much. He's so articulate. I could see him being involved in sports media. I could see him being involved as an agent of sorts. So who knows? But one thing's for sure, when you keep pursuing things you love, whether it's professionally or as a hobby, good things typically happen. And walk us through a typical day.
Are they not the best pair?
I love that.
I just love that they're finding this connection point in such a unique way by talking about things like Doja Cat.
Well, I like how he said you got to sometimes step out of your comfort zone, get outside of your box, and maybe you'll connect with your kids in that way.
Their perhaps biggest get on the podcast was me. I was their guest.
They have dozens and dozens of listeners.
I'm kidding. Yeah, yeah. And maybe they got like 25. Maybe they got 25 listeners. I'll post the link to this story if you want to see it again, but also to the podcast that we did because it was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, you can find that on Spotify.
Yeah, according to the Osbornes on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts.
All right. Let's